All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to dig into the pitch from an AI company called DigiHub. The whole idea they're pushing is that the future of customer support and maybe even your best new hire isn't human at all. So let's get right into it. So yeah, they're not exactly bearing the lead here. This is one of the first things you see from the source material, and it's not just some catchy tagline. That's the entire thesis right there. It's a statement that's basically daring you to rethink the most fundamental part of any business. It's people. So you know how these things work, right? Before you can sell a solution, you gotta frame the problem. And boy, this source material, it does not pull any punches when it comes to identifying what it sees as the weak link in customer support. And that's, well, the people. And there you have it. You'll notice the language here is very specific. It's not about making customers happier or solving tricky problems. The problem is framed as a pure bottom-line financial calculation. According to DigiHub, if you're paying a person for repetitive work, it's not just a little inefficient, it's literally like setting a pile of cash on fire. Okay, so if the big problem is burning money on these repetitive tasks, what's the solution? Well, that brings us right to the promise of what they call the AI agent. So what exactly is this thing? Well, according to the source's own FAQ section, it's a full-on platform. And let's be clear, this is a key point for them. This is not that annoying chatbot you've probably fought with online. The pitch here is that it's an entire engine that can run complete workflows, from that very first hello all the way to qualifying a lead for a salesperson. And that phrase right there, more output with less headcount. That tells you exactly who this is for. We're talking startups, scale-ups, any team that's trying to do more with less. That's the classic startup puzzle, isn't it? How do you grow your output without just hiring more and more people? They're positioning this technology as the answer. Okay, so a full AI platform that handles all this stuff, that sounds pretty complicated, right? You're probably thinking about months of custom engineering work, but, and this is a huge part of their sales pitch, they claim it's, well, not. They say you can get this AI employee up and running in just 3 simple steps. So you see these 3 steps, and they look simple enough. But the real kicker, the thing they really want you to hear, is something they mention in the fine print. No engineering time is needed. That's the game changer they're selling. It's like you just drop in a line of code, you show the AI where your help articles and docs are, and poof, you just let it run on autopilot. The idea is to make adopting AI as easy as installing a new app on your phone. Okay, so you might be thinking, isn't this just a fancy chatbot? Well, the source material goes to great lengths to say, no, it's not. So let's look at what they say the difference really is. This comparison is really key to the whole pitch. Think about it like this. A basic chatbot is kind of like a digital librarian. You ask for a book, it finds it on the shelf. It's totally reactive. But this AI agent, the way it's sold, is more like a project manager. It's proactive. It's designed to make actual judgments like, is this urgent? Who on the team needs to see this? And what should happen next? It's the difference between a glorified FAQ page and an automated team member. So what's this proactive brain actually doing? Well, for one, it's reading between the lines, trying to figure out the urgency or the tone of a message. Then it acts like a traffic cop for support tickets, triaging them and sending them to the right person automatically. And finally, it's a gatekeeper. It can qualify new sales leads by asking the right questions before a human ever has to get involved. It's basically doing all the prep work. And this is a really big deal, right? This AI isn't meant to be this separate thing your team has to log into. The whole point is that it plugs directly into the tools your team is already using every single day. So a hot lead comes in, the AI can ping the sales team directly in Slack. It's all about fitting into the existing workflow, not creating a new one. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to results you can actually measure. Now, full disclosure, the source itself just uses placeholder numbers in its chart, but the idea is what's important. These 3 bars represent the core promise. You're going to cut costs, you're going to resolve more tickets automatically, and you're going to qualify more leads, all without human intervention. Okay, so that's the company's pitch, but talk is cheap. What are actual users saying?
The source does provide a couple of testimonials to act as social proof.
So this first one from Diane Russell, it really hammers home that time-saving angle. The big benefit isn't just the automation itself, it's that the automation frees up a human to do what they do best. In this case, actually closing deals. And here's a little curiosity for you. You'll notice some of these testimonials, this one included, mention a product named Masco. Kind of makes you wonder about the history of this tech. Maybe it was called something else before. Then we have another one from a different kind of user, Ronald Richards. And this one highlights a different angle, usability and control. And the takeaway here is that it's not just some magic black box you just switch on and hope for the best. The pitch is that it's a powerful, customizable tool that lets you build out your own campaigns. All right, so when you put it all together, the features, the testimonials, the simple setup, it all builds to this one really powerful final claim. This isn't just another piece of software. It's your new unfair advantage. And this right here, this is really the big idea behind the whole thing. The argument they're making is that this isn't about replacing humans. It's about refocusing them. The vision is to let the AI handle all the repetitive grunt work, so your human team can focus on one thing and one thing only: growth. It's about fundamentally redefining what your people are for. So what does this so-called unfair advantage actually look like in practice? Well, when you break it down, a really interesting theme starts to pop out. It's this combination of superhuman scale. I mean, it's on 24/7, replying instantly, with really human-like skills. And it does all this without any of the human downsides. You know, it never needs a training day, and it absolutely never, ever burns out. And that brings us full circle, right back to where we started. The whole case presented here by DigiHub is for a future where the front lines of your business aren't run by people, but by code. Which leaves us with a pretty heavy question to think about. In this race for ultimate efficiency, is the ultimate competitive edge no longer human?